Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're from around the world. This is Speed Gaming Live 2020, the Final Fantasy Randomizer edition. My name is Dangwoo, and broadcasting with me is Trenton, who's going to go over the stakes of this match between our two runners. Guda on the left-hand side is 1-1. On the right, jkoper 0-2. Trenton's going to go over it, though, because he knows a lot more in depth about it.
So much at stake for these two runners. Guda is fighting for a straight ticket into the bracket play with a win. jkoper needs this one for a chance at the brackets. He can get into the play-in race with a win. Guda has that one in his back pocket, so maybe a little more pressure here on jkoper than Guda, but Guda is feeling it too with that chance to get into the playoffs.
Oh, it's going to be the big cheese himself, Guda, obviously, 1-1. So on top of all that, but what ends up happening is Guda, as you said, he gets into the brackets, right? But if jkoper wins, they have a three-way tie, as you mentioned, 1-2. Now, what does that mean for all the or for you the fans out there? Well, they would have a runoff, basically a three-player runoff or tiebreaker. That would happen about the same time as the play-in race. The top two advance up to brackets. The third runner then would have their times up against everybody else that was in the play-in race, because there's the two spots to get into the brackets. Now, these runners also have an option to do an early run if they so choose, and then whoever came in that third place will then have to take part in the play-in race. So a lot of things available for our runners.
We're about to see them start. We see them both with the same party. They did draft for their parties, so they're both running the exact same composition. The Thief, Black Belt, Red Mage, Black Mage. They'll be pretty reliant on that Black Magic early on.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Guda's been running with the Thief. He made sure to choose that for sure. jkoper said, I want the BB. That was his last choice. And that's what he ended with. So, very interesting. We have the high run chance with the Thief, and then we've got the Black Belt for endgame if we can grind.
I like the play a lot for jkoper. Here you are. If your entire tournament effort is on the line on one character, it may as well be the Black Belt.
Yeah, I've watched him. He was playing the fighter against Cheese, put on a very good showing there, and unfortunately, obviously lost, but he's doing very well. And as you can see, we're going to get started here. So, White Magic, we're locked out of two spells. Fog 2 is available, but that's not until endgame, and Fire 2. So we at least have a clear spell.
Yeah, that is a big one to pick up. As far as the level 2 spells go, I'd probably rather Fire than Lightning or Ice, because for the enemies we're going to fight in the early game, and a Silver 2 is not bad, but an Iron 6, I don't think anybody in this party can use it, actually, but that's a pretty nice roll-up. The Fire 2, though, is going to let you clear out Marsh. It's going to clear most stuff in Earth, and if you have to do pop, Fire 2 will get the job done there.
Yeah, very true. And it's going to be interesting. So they're going to go into Temple of Fiends. So one of the things with these flags, if you haven't been paying attention, is it is a loose canal. We have free ship, free bridge. So what does that mean? Well, that means that the canal could possibly be in one of the inner sea locations. Temple of Fiends chest, as Garland just goes down to jkoper. jkoper says, I'm not waiting around. I'm taking out Garland quickly.
What seriously is this first encounter walk?
I mean, you seen it. jkoper made his way all the way up to Temple of Fiends while Guda had to walk around for like a minute and a half.
Now, the downside, jkoper didn't get any of the treasures there, and for a short walk, that's usually a couple you would want. But he's got his first two key items, and Guda has poison, because with Script Shuffle, enemies get statuses that they don't normally have. How do I like to explain that? If you know me, you know this by now. Do you want imps with Nuke? Because this is how you get imps with Nuke.
The ever-satisfying Imps with Nuke. So, literally, as Guda's going to go take on Garland for his first 2 key items, jkoper is going after the Pirates for his 3rd key item. So, big lead by jkoper there because of that huge run, but Guda's checking Temple of Fiends here. This could be a kind of a big find. Money's always nice early.
This early, 5k is big. That's spell money first and foremost. And those spells matter for the whole game, so the sooner you get them, the better off you are. If there's cheap equipment that would be helpful, then you've also got that as well.
About the vanilla houses, the housing market is about the same.
Buckler plus 3 is interesting. I am not sure if a thief can equip that, but I'm pretty sure the red mage can.
The red mage can, yeah. Unfortunately, it almost always rolls way too expensive. But yeah, the buckler is a nice shield slot armor for your red mage.
jkoper is resetting.
It looks like he wanted to go back. So Trin, we're in the situation
I'm not sure he
now.
checked the weapon shop. I think he's doing that.
I mean, it's... Oh, he never checked black magic. He went right... He was so fast, he skipped the black magic that had lit 2 and fast, so...
Those are pretty big finds.
Oh, chain armor plus 4 was in Conaria, so that's really good to find.
And a cap plus 3. That's some pretty good absorb for low-level stuff.
I mean, we've got good enough clear spells. We can do Marsh if we have to. We have Fire 2 and Lit 2. That takes care of pretty much all the enemies in Marsh. Now, obviously, it's not guaranteed we're going to survive, but we're looking pretty decent here. As long as nothing rolls, horrible, we're doing okay here.
Welcome in, everybody, coming from Speed Gaming 2. You're joining us at a great time. We just got started. jkoper versus guda. Bunch of playoff implications in this race. Guda trying to punch his ticket to the brackets. jkoper trying to keep his tournament hopes alive. They picked up the adamant early on from rescuing the princess, and now a trip over to the dwarves, not only to check that item, but these 2 treasures as well. And right now, you're wishing you had a knight, but with that cube pickup, that's going to be worth good money. And jkoper needs money right now.
Yeah, this is amazing early money, because one of the things that I found is you go to Provoca, you don't get very much money. Now, you're going to go to Elflin. You don't have any money to spend anything on for the level 3 and 4 magic. Now, obviously, you can't use them half the time, but it's nice to buy them when you're there, all in one stop.
Yeah, there's never a good time to come back for buying spells.
Silver sword plus 2. Yeah, nothing really rolled that good for a thief weapon. The rapier went minus 3.
Was okay. I think it was a short plus 1, but that's not going to make any big difference.
So
I don't think you're doing any melee particularly with this thief until proven otherwise. The biggest thing is you wanted a long, figuring you're probably getting one of the katanas.
Yeah, no, exactly. And rod for very expensive there, so that dragon armor could potentially help to buy that when we need it, especially after Marsh, because we know Marsh is going to have the canal. We've already checked Temple of Fiends, we've already checked dwarves, and Matoya's there's nothing there. So we're going to Marsh.
We're going to Marsh, but there's still options.
How?
No, maybe not. Okay,
how fabulously are we going to die?
But I'm wrong logic for these flags.
Yeah,
Pro ring plus 3. That's big.
jkoper, sell your dragon armor. Unless you already did it. Unless I missed it. Please sell that dragon
he's
armor.
He's not done it. I just don't think he thought to do it yet. Because I didn't see a price yet, and I was definitely watching for it. Because it could be 20k. You clear for that.
So I guess while we got a minute here, Trent. So what makes Marsh Cave so dangerous? Like I've alluded to it, you've kind of alluded to it. Why is Marsh so dangerous at these early levels?
At the early levels, your survivability is always in question, and it'd be helped depending on the spells. We've got all the level 2s early, which is goodish. It's not quite great, but it's goodish. Fitting for Guda to be goodish. But in a couple of these locations, in particularly well known for it, is the Marsh Cave and the Ice Cave. There are so many different types of enemies. There's not just 3 or 4 enemies. I'm just throwing a number off my top of my head. So let's just say you're used to 3 and you get 5 to 8 instead. Then that's that many more chances for something nasty to roll onto an enemy. So if 2 enemies in the game are going to get Thunder, for example, we'll just pick on that as an ability. You've now got that many more chances for one of those 2 to be in Marsh Cave than you would, say, in the volcano. Plus, you're going to take more counters than you would in the volcano.
Yeah.
And you're at a low level, so your survivability's not as good against that stuff.
Now, interesting here as you were explaining that, and that's exactly true. That's why Marsh and Ice Cave are, let's say, nightmares for the speedrunners in Final Fantasy Randomizer is our spell choices. We found Fast and Temper in the first 4 levels. This spell's great for the thief already. We have everything that can help him to succeed later on, and if we find a grind, that just makes our black belt even better at this point.
Yeah, the biggest thing we don't have is plentiful charges of the level 3s, the nukes kind of thing. We did see Fade. I'm not sure on the slot if that's Red Wizard learnable, but it wasn't Red Mage learnable. 14k, that's money. A nice pile of money.
And here's the one thing here. Oh, Guda actually bypasses the linked chest. Jkoper's about to actually, I guess, if you wanted to call it, talk by like wormhole if he wanted to, and there's the canal, so
that's big news. So Jkoper, what he didn't get in the quick item pickup, he just made up for with the Zeus Gauntlet. So free lit 2 casts to spam the rest of the way, and that's probably more valuable than any weapon you could put in that Thief's hands right now. Plus, he's still going to get that canal. Plus, he's got that 14k that Guda probably doesn't have coming his way. I mean, as long as Jkoper gets out of here alive, I almost feel like he got the better end of this.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting if Guda checks it on his way out. The Ice Sword, a great pickup. The Red Mage can use that. It's a great melee weapon. And there's the Zeus making work. That's something that Guda's probably regretting not having because it casts Lit 2. So not only are the Red Mages and the Black Mages casting something, but one of his Thieves and Black Belts could also be casting an AoE magic.
It also sets you up for what I like to call nuke and run strats. And if you haven't figured this out about me, by the way, folks, I'm using the word nuke liberally, or figuratively if you prefer. So you're casting that AoE to hopefully kill things if you can't run away. And either way is a good result because you're out of the fight.
Yeah.
The nice thing about having the lightning spell, though, is very few enemies are resisting it. So even if it's not necessarily their weakness, they're probably not going to be resisting it. Like, you'd rather have fire for those werewolves, but you're not going to have them resist the magic damage.
I'm not going to lie. I'm going to give it to Guda right now. He has just gone into this and said, you know what? I'm checking every box, even though I found the canal. Jkoper, on the other hand, says, I'm not testing my luck. I'm out of here.
He went searching. He found that ice sword.
Well, yeah, but he's not checking the crown once he's already leaving after he found that ice sword. He's like, nope, I'm good.
I think he doesn't want to die to the trap tile after getting his canal.
I don't blame him. I wouldn't either because he has no idea what's there. But Guda and jkoper are going to high five here. Ooh, unrunnable scorpions. They have multi-hits and hit hard. And they rolled over 90 HP.
Chad asks if this was a drafted party. It was indeed. jkoper took the red mage, Guda, thief, black mage, and then jkoper finished it with black belt.
Yes. Go ahead.
I was trying to think of what that one more thing I was going to note was. The one thing I think jkoper really needs to do, if he didn't do it already while I was looking at something else, is move his armor inventory to put that Zeus gauntlet in the first slot so he doesn't have to do the extra scroll every time.
It's probably something he'll notice after he goes to use it. So Guda's the first one out, explores the entire bottom half, doesn't explore the link chest, misses the Zeus gauntlet. Kind of important at this time just because our 1 to 4 level spells only had level 2 magic, essentially.
He also missed out on that 14k, and that's significant right now. Look at that. He's got 5,000. He needs 40,000 for the rod. He's got to be going to pop. Well, I guess he doesn't absolutely have to go to pop right now. He could leave the rod till later, but that feels bad.
I mean, jkoper's able to buy pro rings. I believe they have 8 absorb. Now they have 11 because of the +3. 11 extra absorb. He just put on 3 of his light warriors.
Yeah, the thing is, you don't know if you're going to have to double dip Earth, which Guda's got to walk this out. If there's anything he wants in here, he has to walk this out. Well, he's taking trap tiles. I can understand that. Sandworms is pretty good. If you can kill them.
Okay, we got Quad X. Are they Quad Xable? Yes, they are. Okay.
We're killing like a few sandworms then. I don't think he has houses to restore his HP, so he's not going to be able to do MP. He's not going to be able to do too many of these, but he'll do a few.
And he beat me too, because I was going to ask you about this. I'm like, do you go to Crescent or do you go to Earth to check the tiles? Because we're not going to Rodlock because we don't have exit or warp. But, you know, we can at least check tiles if we wanted. Guda makes the play, finds out about sandwiches, which is one of the best BB grind tiles you can find. Even good for a thief also. And they have less than 300 HP because they're quad Xable. So, I mean, looking pretty good for the mid to end game when we actually grind these after we get a couple more key items. Guda's probably gaining levels right now just to get safe levels so that he can use his thief to get through each of the dungeons he needs to.
Or not red mage learnable.
Right? I did see that. That was
So I don't like having. I don't like going to Earth multiple times. If I can do it one time, I want to come back here with the rod. So I like the idea of going to Crescent first. Hopefully getting canoe or floater. Almost has to be canoe. I guess it could be like the key.
Oh, you got, yeah. I mean, it's eventually going to lead to the canoe or, yeah, eventually it's got to lead to the canoe eventually because we don't have any other progression unless you go to Earth, unless it tells you have to double dip Earth if you don't have money.
Which is why I don't like coming in with
But there's EXPs. Those are also nice early levels.
I haven't done a ton of commentary lately, so some of my philosophies may not be as repeated as I've done in the past. But I like to listen to what the seed is telling me. And there's the seed saying, hey, here's a rod. Wouldn't you like to have this so you only have to go into Earth Cave once? Coral Sword -1. It's something you can put in the thief's hands.
Yeah, it's going to be... This is an interesting call by Guda because he's going to force the double dip or triple dip of sorts. There's the canoe by jkoper. So jkoper's going to get all this exploration done. Guda's hoping that that he's going to find a magic amount of, a lot of money here on his way to the Earth incentive.
The other big thing that Canoe does for him, it's another key item. So he's +1 at least right now on Gouda for that, and Stone Poison for those mucks. So yeah, that's why Earth Cave's not necessarily great at low levels.
And they are from here, from here, level 4 Earth, level 5 Earth, you can run into them. Or Earth level 5, so they're everywhere. This is not a safe run at all.
If he wipes, he's not really giving anything up, so I kind of understand pressing on. He doesn't have any soft potions, so I actually wouldn't use them this early in that case. Save it for right before the vampire. Jkoper is into the armory. It's got a lot of treasures available in a short distance. And hopefully his stream will recover a little better. We'll be able to see what's there.
Looks like he had to reset out. Guda's doing an...
I think that's just the stream. It went back. It reverted. So it's just unfortunate where we are. Still 800 gold there, and that's nothing special. But this is a good example on Guda's side of a great encounter to have the Zeus Gauntlet for. Because it would clear the jerk birds out. You don't have to spend any MP. Flame armor +4 is probably going to be great for a ninja. You can't equip it as a thief, but a ninja could, and that'd probably be the top tier armor.
Alright, it's the crystal. So now we gotta walk out through these oozes, hope we don't run into them. We haven't seen any of the wizards. They can be potentially really dangerous.
NPC guillotine on, so we are able to quickly dispatch. And an opal +2 is a phenomenal find on Jkoper's side. Might put that on the thief, might put that on the black belt. Can't really go wrong either way.
No, I mean, the opal +2, you can equip it on your black belt, and essentially he's got 36 absorb just off of that alone. So that allows you to, grind him up if possible. It's also the best armor a mage can have. So it's amazing.
Yeah, so we saw a couple very significant pickups for Jkoper in that armory. And it's no guarantee that Guda's gonna look at those. I'm pretty sure he will. But the reason I say it's no guarantee is because he's doing this exploration in Earth. So theoretically, you only want to do that exploration in one extra place.
But, I mean, he's level 14. Those sandwiches have probably helped him immensely for this dive. And, I mean, it's a crystal. If the crystal leads to the floater, I mean, potentially great news for him, but it depends on when he goes to do the crystal. It's going to be interesting how this plays out, because if it leads to floater, Jkoper probably doesn't go there until he gets the 40,000 gold.
Yeah. But it's not even when you pick something up, but it's what advantage you're able to get out of it. So on Jkoper's side, say he finishes Volcano, gets the incentive here, finishes Ice Cave, gets the incentive there, and neither one of those are the floater. Well, he's still finished 2 required dungeons. So he's not lost anything for the time where Gouda has maybe gotten the airship. He would only lose a little bit of time of navigation with the canoe and the waterways versus flying there.
Oh, absolutely. And looks like Gouda is going to sacrifice his light warriors here to raise that black belt up. So the choo-choo train that known as a black belt is building up momentum.
Level 16 is a pretty significant break point where the black belt damage will pick up significantly. So that's definitely a level he had to have been targeting. At this point, after 16, I don't really like doing it as a 3-man grind. Might try and get the thief intentionally killed, and maybe he's just taking it as far as the sandworms will punch. Now he's waiting. There we go. Salt, the cube, the chimes. That was nothing new in his inventory. I'm not sure if jkoper picked up an item we see in the menu. Or maybe he skipped the trap tile chest because he only has the 2. No, it must have been the power sword. Or power staff. That was a new pickup. Chat says he got the loot. Okay. I didn't see it in the midst of that.
Oh, and talk about a gutsy call here. jkoper's actually going to try and fight Carrie. Actually decides to reset out. He was only level 7, so that would have been a very ambitious fight for sure. Oh, there we go.
Back. He's out of the volcano. Armed with the loot, he's going to get a little more experience. Okay, he left it behind, but he was pretty low level and really just had the 2 mages, so unless he could quad X to carry, there was no way that was going to happen. So apparently he did lose to carry.
I was going to say, there was a very little chance with 2 characters against carry. I didn't see a defense sword. That would have been highly impressive if he had done that. Meanwhile, the sandwiches are being eaten over on the left-hand side still. That's probably going to happen for another 5 to 6 minutes. Maybe a little bit sooner, depending on how quickly we can kill these sandwiches.
Interesting, jkoper is not going to the ice cave. I don't think he has the money for the rod. That would only leave going into Earth 1 as far as this direction goes. Oh, he is looking for ordeals. He just doesn't know where it lines up. He's looking to line up an ordeal play. As far as that goes, it's the dock at Elfland. That south dock, you pretty much go straight down from there and you're at Castle Ordeals. So he went east to get there. I would have gone west to Elfland and been in line for it. There it is.
Yep, there's the little hop in our canoe to get over to it. It's interesting that he's going to do ordeals. Ordeals with the spells that he's got is definitely possible. We got Fire 2, Lit 2. We can take them out. We're just low level. It's a very dangerous dive still.
But I don't think it was going to be available. We're going to find out what that crystal turns into on Guda's side. Any guesses? Same katana.
Bowling ball. Oh, bottle.
Alright, so can't use it yet. He is going to have to go to either Ordeals or Ice Cave for progress after he gets the canoe. But he's, with that black belt, is a lot more likely to be able to take out Carrie.
And as it's
he
pointed
may
out,
finish Volcano.
And as it's pointed out, Floater is either Ice Cave or Deal. So jkoper's got a 50-50 shot. Decided to leave the continent where he was at, the side of the continent that he was at, and hit up Ordeals. That's something I would have done. Well, I would have done that first because I'm crazy like that. But
now remember, we have that monster walk off of Power Cycle. jkoper, after finding a misdirection, he's resetting, getting that big walk off the Power Cycle so that he can get through this. And that's just about as good as having warp.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that huge walk that we have on that first encounter, and jkoper's making use of it to get through this ordeals as best he can, as you said, without having a warp spell. Warp allows you to teleport back to the teleporter that you just went through if it happens to whammy you back to the beginning. So it's amazing spell. Now, downside is he still has to go through 2 spike tiles before he can exit, but it's fine.
I tell you, jkoper probably has one of the best memories in video games, and I say that I've not had a lot of in-depth conversations with him, but you look at the sheer variety of games he is good at, and it's remarkable. He's one of the most versatile retro game players that there is out there, and you can't do that without knowing the games to a very good degree, so he just retains things very, very well at these games.
That was a very that was a very close grind by Good. He was actually down to what, 30 health or something like that.
One of the things you can forget to do on a grind is forget to factor in the crits. Which is, you gotta be ready for 2 enemies to crit you 3 times.
Yeah.
Looks like Chad asking about the vendor item. Of course, we've not seen it yet. It would have to be the Oasis, Gaia, or Onrak at this point. Sorcerers with Blaze, and that is going to be it for jkoper. Now, I hope he didn't power cycle that time. Because if he power cycled again, he's probably getting sorcerers again. His step count will be different. Okay, he did not power cycle or he wouldn't have gotten these main cats. He's on the ball.
Yeah, we did find the vendor sword, just to go touch back onto that. Remember, it was the rod for 40,000 in Elflin?
You're right.
Easy to forget, because all the runners kind of had to bypass it because they had no money. Which was surprising because they did have money.
Surprisingly little. It was only like 12k. I mean, if that had been more like a 20, I think we would have seen runners make a play for it.
Mm-hmm.
Guda will have enough money after he finishes punching these sandworms. As Chad is saying right now as I say that.
So one thing to point out for everybody out there is this BB grind is pretty efficient. It could be a little bit more if he had waited longer to get more key item or experience kicks or whatever you want to call it, experience boosts, because it's 5% per key item. So because we did it so early, we're not getting as much experience compared to if he had waited. But by doing it this early also, this kind of shores up his mid to late game, because now he can punch everything he wants. He gets more initiative, less ambushes. He's got a tanky front line. There's a lot of pluses.
If he went to 40 without the knight, I would not argue with that play at all. In particular, because that's not a damage play, that's a defense play, and you would get stuff running away from you left and right. Like, you would get a lot of these early game enemies to run away, and it's one thing that's faster than an enemy. When an enemy ambushes you or gets initiative on you and runs away, that's faster and that's nice.
So, and one of the things too is, I know I kind of been talking like, the thing is, if jkoper with his exploration doesn't wipe as many times as he has, he's looking great. But because of these wipes, it's bringing that what Guda's doing closer and closer, and now it's probably evened out substantially, and it's probably given a big advantage towards Guda now because of those 2 or 3 wipes that he's had.
Question in chat, is Guda likely going to max level? No. Pretty much the max you'd see out of a level grind this early would be 40. That's the highest I've ever seen anybody do it. Because there's a hidden relevancy line there with enemies running away, and they're just a lot more likely to do it in the 40s. Now, if your goal is just offense, in these percentages, most people would stop at 32. If you're looking for full advantages, level 40, count on the rest of the game putting you over 42, and you're fine for Topher. Does jkoper have enough money for this rod now is a big question. He does not.
I bet he's thinking about selling that flame armor. Oh no, that's
It's not
only
enough, no.
yeah, that's only
It'd
8K.
It'd only net you $8,000. Now that opal armor, better. He still needs another. Yeah, he'd still need another 10,000 if he sold the flame armor. He's 15,000 short. That would only bring him 8. He'd need $7,000 more at least. I don't think there's enough value in your best ninja armor being sold there.
I mean, it really depends because if
it would get you the rod right now, that would be one thing. But if it's not getting you the rod anyways, I don't think there's enough value.
well, because with a black belt, if you're going black belt, you're not going to promote anyways. By the time that thief becomes relevant at all with the promotion, you know, there's no point. You might as well just sell it in that case.
What I would like more is if he'd gone to Ice Cave, or if he had found a trap tile in Volcano that would have leveled him up. But I'd much rather have seen the Ice Cave play before coming back to Elfland. And the chances are you're getting your rod money anyways, plus having the flame armor.
Now, yeah, and it's brought up in chat, they're saying that the rod isn't worth much. Correct. Guda knows it's not worth anything. jkoper doesn't. Earth Incentive is a possibility where Floater is, and Q's with Blaze, so that's not exciting. So because of that, jkoper might think that by getting the rod, he does Earth, he lights his orb, and he gets the Floater there, possibly. Guda knows it's not there. And doing Earth...
It has to be an Ice Cave play now. There's no real other reason for him to come this direction again.
Yeah, well, yeah. But jkoper's got nowhere else to go. Guda's got 3 options, right? Yeah, because he hasn't gone anywhere yet. He still has Ordeals, Ice Cave, and Volcano. Only difference is Guda can kill Carry. jkoper is going to have a lot harder of a time.
Now, it's not a defined boss like Carry is. There is going to be a trap tile he's going to have to get behind. But is it a difficult one? This we do not know yet.
Oh, you mean for Guda?
For jkoper.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for jkoper's got to go through multiple spike tiles. Yeah, it's going to be rough. Or not.
2 forced. I guess 3 if you count the same one twice.
Right.
He doesn't have to check that mage tile over to the side, so that's why I say that. But he will have to go through the undead one. He'll have to go through the eye one.
Ice Cave delivers with Zap Wraiths. Oh no.
Remember when I was throwing in Ice Cave with the Marsh Cave for their awfulness?
Yeah. So Zap is time elemental instant kill.
Did we see what was on the fire trap tile? I mean, the problem I have with this is he's level 7. If he's not level 7, he's like 8, 9, but he's not in double digits yet. Ice Cave below double digits and Ice Cave above double digits are very different experiences.
Armor-wise, he's good. The problem is, armor-wise, if he's getting punched, he's fine. Like, those wizards don't do anything. It's those incidents that he keeps running into, the blazes, the zaps on the wraiths. I harp it, Cheese and Inner's harping in chat, you're harping it. Early levels saves lives. It really does.
It doesn't
Getting your
necessarily
HP
mean
value
you need
up.
a big grind like Gouda did, but sometimes just 5 more set you up so much better.
So we're gonna see the discounted version of the One Punch Man, only level 32. That's going to punch out Carry here. It's got 8 punches. Going to definitely do a lot of work here. Actually goes first for 301, so pretty tame. Ooh, there's Thunder. That's not good. That's a lightning spell that does a lot of damage.
Now, his magic defense on Greg is off the charts, though. The magic defense is over 150 right now.
And from what I'm being told, Masa was in Ice Cave as Gouda lights the first orb. We are 37 minutes in and 45 seconds. First orb lit for Gouda. jkoper finds a Masa +2. So that could swing him to going Thief, since he hasn't found any grind tiles yet.
He's got that dragon and that Masa. He needs to put the dragon on the ninja and put the Masa on the black belt, in my opinion. That black belt is nowhere near 32, which is what it would take to outdamage the Masa. So, give yourself that much more power. Yeah, he'd have to be in the 30s before punching would be superior to a black belt wielding the Masamune. And he got the dragon sword, which is a perfect weapon for this ninja.
And he's so on the right, jkoper is going to grind the Whiz mummies for little early levels, I'm assuming. And Gouda's rolling through. He's about to find out Zap coming through. Just ravages everybody. Now we've only got a single Fire 3 right after the Zap. These Wraiths are dangerous.
He is only alive because of that magic defense right now.
Oh, for sure. And well, the funny thing is, I don't think he's 3 and 256 at this point. He's very susceptible to that still. I think it's around 5 to 10%.
So what I almost said was I don't actually like doing a level grind here because of that Zap. And then jkoper's party just got devastated. He's trying to man mode, and I think this is in part just an exploration play. Although, I would not hate it if he left with the Masamune.
Oh, this Ice Cave is not kind to a 32 black belt. It says, wow, that's an awfully powerful black belt you have. It'd be a shame if I time elementaled you. Zapped you to another
dimension with
dimension.
you.
Yeah, that's right. Zap to the 4th dimension. Apparently our spring tournament winner Spell Zap has come in full force here and says, Gouda, you shall not pass. jkoper, you're going to have a hard time too.
So, a question in chat. Can they both agree to a new seed? No, but yes. Technically, they could both double forfeit and do a new race.
Yeah.
But they probably aren't going to do that.
Gouda's the only one that knows about Earth Cave. jkoper doesn't know it, so it's going to be a little interesting. Because you kind of got to know that the progression is locked, and we can't get through it. Gouda says, I'm going to run through his... Uh-oh, there's more. Ooh.
And I can't imagine anybody with a 40 black belt ever agreeing to that, but I just feel the need to answer a question as accurately as I can, so technically they could.
Yes, no, you're absolutely right, they could. Gouda might actually have to grind a 42 here just to get the 3 and 256 chance on the black belt.
Question in chat, have we done Waterfall? We cannot do Waterfall, we don't have the airship. And airship is required to get there.
Yep, and the chat's pointing out exactly that, Tridden. Yep. There is no northern docks. We can't get to Onrak. We can't get to the Mirage. Airship is required because we can't light those orbs.
So our big concern here is the randoms. And one of the things the runners are trying to do, which we're not necessarily mapping out exactly how they're doing this, but one of the things they're trying to do is get to places in a different spot in the encounter table to see if they can avoid the zapping enemies. Of course, if you get initiative, that doesn't stink either.
So one thing I think that they need to also do is, instead of running all the time, cast the fire too. Because our run chance is spotty. Oh, waters are blocking. I believe Blaze is on the Medusa script, so possibly they might have it. Hopefully not. Thankfully we run. So there's the crown. So by casting, we're hoping to take out those wraiths before they cast, instead of running. And if you fail at running, you do nothing. Like, you wasted a turn. So if you cast the fire 2, and let's say you kill 3 of the 4 wraiths, that's one zap that might cast or might not cast, because there's always a chance of it casting.
That's where I really love nuke and runs strats, and I harped on them earlier. So you could take the thief and black mage, who are good at running, have them run, have the black belt use the lit 2 gauntlet, and red mage cast fire. They're not very good at running. And now you're hopefully getting the best of at least one of these worlds. What did you just say about the Medusa script?
Oh, that is Medusa scripted, all right. Okay, so what's the worst part about it for jkoper is...
He lost the crown.
Well, yeah, that,
he only
but
went back there because it was the Masa, and he wanted to pick up the Masa on his way out.
Well, he got greedy. He wanted to grind on those whiz mummies and mummies, because the first time he did it, they never casted Blaze. So he went back there hoping to gain some levels, and they punished him. Oh, they did the surprise. We have Blaze.
In progress, that is our third enemy that has Blaze. And there are 3 enemies in every seed that share the same script. That's because in vanilla, that's the case. 3 enemies have the same script, and Blaze is rolling into that script, which we call the Medusa script, because Medusa is one of the 3 enemies that have that script. That's how enemies are actually getting their skill set. It's on a 1-to-1 basis, but what rolls into which script varies from seed to seed. So in this case, Blaze rolled in there, and we've seen 3 enemies that have it. Chat asks for a ribbon count. Diabolical laughter is the answer.
You wish you had a ribbon. But yeah, so jkoper potentially could have got out, greeted for that experience, had the exploration lead. The wraiths with Zap. See, he's still trying to run. He actually had somebody, I don't know who it was, that could have ran. If that was a spellcaster, could have casted something. And now Guda, who grinded up his BB, is sitting, really good right now.
And I mean, the story is right there in the death count. jkoper, I think, has had 5 wipes. Guda's had 2, 3.
Yeah, in
Guda
total,
rolled
probably.
through the seed at a much different pace than jkoper is for that. So, crown is the path forward. Guda continues.
Oh,
hey, gargoyles had stun touch all along, and they're hitting 4 times.
Oh, I think that actually, I think it was pointed out in chat earlier too. I think Cheese Nader pointed it out that they had that, and they always have multi-hits, which anytime that they have some sort of touch attack, it's the worst.
I mean, Medusas with a touch attack are probably the worst. When something with 12 hits gets a chance to just kill you, you're in trouble.
With ambush, because then they all attack first. Oh, and by the way, they had Blaze
6 or 8 of them, and
yeah.
Oh, each, and you're talking about 90 chances for them to kill you.
It's fine.
3 and 256 doesn't sound like such a rare number anymore.
It's fine. There's nothing to see here. There's nothing. There's no way it could go badly. Okay, so the key leads into the ruby, which opens up 2 key items here. The Titan's Trove, where you give the nice Titan the ruby to eat. We incentivized it. And also, Sarda, the old man that used to give you the rod, will give us a key item there too. Now,
I'm predicting one of these ends up being the TNT.
it likes to do that, doesn't it? And oh man.
Alright, still hoping jkoper can find his way through this ice cave. He's not had the best of luck. He had one run go almost right, and then he saw Blaze for the first time out of the Wiz Mummies. But he doesn't have to go back to that chest. In fact, I don't think there was anything valuable in it.
I was gonna say he shouldn't have to. He's got the Masa. I don't know why you'd go searching for anything else at this point.
Yeah, I'll say it one more time and then I'll let it go. I wish he was putting the Dragon Sword on the Thief and the Masamune on the Black Belt. Because similar to Nuke and Run strats, there's Sword and Run strats. And you'd rather have the Black Belt trying to kill things than trying to run. And you'd rather the Thief trying to run.
So that's one of our incentive items there. Titan's Trove holds the white shirt. I think that was probably one of the coolest things that we added into this thing is the white shirt. It casts Invis 2, which raises our party's evasion. It kind of allows us to run red mages without having to worry about not being able to cast Invis 2. Allows for some neat little plays. So I kind of dig the white shirt in the incentive pool.
Sarda did, in fact, have the floater. One more time, jkoper versus the Wraiths. Come on! Ah!
You can see it on his face. I mean, that's exactly how
jkoper your
everything.
energy. Come on, chat. He needs the support.
Give him the support. He needs it to get through this here.
Guda is rolling. He's got the floater. He's going to go for the airship.
Oh, he's burning off an encounter. I think he knows this. I like it. I like it.
He may not have it fully mapped, but if he knew that, say, that next encounter was Wraiths, now maybe he knows to burn 2 there instead of 1.
I mean, I feel like they're just so common. Like
they are. They're ridiculously common. It's just, I hate the levels here. And make no mistake, right now jkoper is hating the levels too. This is a case of where do you draw that line and do something different? And what would that something different be? Maybe it's just looking in Volcano, because apparently we've got the same group coming up commonly. Well, what if that happens to be Peds over in Volcano? Okay, so he burned off the Pede encounter twice, and hey, they have Stone Touch, because why not?
You know, why not?
At this point?
Yeah. The ice cave that keeps on giving. Oh, and we found more raids. Wow.
It's still raids.
By the end of this, I mean, I don't want to harp on it, but jkoper's literally going to have like a 2-page essay of how he's like mapped out the entire encounter, and it just basically comes down to just, I hope I get the first turn to run.
Yeah, it looks like that encounter number, and there's 8 groups of enemies in any zone. Let's just call that one Group 2. It looks like that Group 2 is coming up at least 3 times in a row. And he'd almost probably be better finding out how many times in a row with these Gurpedes than he would finding it on Wraiths. It's just that it's a different encounter on this floor than it is the next floor, is why he's getting
the peds, but we've seen it be one ped every time on this floor. So that's what's telling me it's the same group. This is a different group than the one that was killing him before because it's not all wraiths.
Ugh.
I think, anyways, it may have just been bad luck on the other thing.
Eh,
Since it's been a while, early on in this game, we got the chime and the adamant from the king and the princess. The pirates gave us the slab. The adamant turned into the cube. Marsh had the loose canal. Sages gave us the canoe. Earthgate Vampire had the crystal. The volcano Red D chest has the loot. Castle Ordeals has the Oxyel Matoya the bottle. Canaria had the locked ruby. And Sarda gave us the floater.
And we found out that Blaze is on the Medusa script. Wraiths with Zap, as you're seeing here on the right-hand side by jkoper. He's trying to manipulate it out. He's got to have it in his mind that both runners are having a hard time. He's trying to get through this because he can't brute force his way through like how Guda did. Guda had a high-level black belt, gives him a better initiative, higher MDef, so he can resist it a lot better, and was able to brute force his way through after a couple wipes. jkoper obviously has not been able to. These gargoyles with paralyzing touch have also been causing issues, as his whole team is paralyzed. Sometimes this seed gives you good luck, and other times it taketh away. And
Guda picked up the herb from Sky. Now, to jkoper's perspective, here's the thing. If he doesn't force his way through here, where's he going to go? Because everything looks awful. He didn't see those sandworms. He doesn't know that he can kill them with Quad X like Guda did. So that's the benefit of Guda's exploration. He found the trap tile that could really make a difference for him. I just don't think in jkoper's mind he really has a plan B right now. Where would he go to do something?
It's the toughest thing because not only are you trying to figure out your game plan of what you're doing right now, but you've got to be tilted. You're for sure tilted because you've been to several locations, you've wiped out, and on the left hand side, Guda's trying to light his second orb here. He's done through the mirage. He got the herb out of the Sky incentive. Tiamat's getting punched for 840 damage at turn 1, so we're going to have a second orb lighting by Guda here, looking very, very good. Has a commanding lead.
So what would another option be? The overworld. We know that first encounter is so far away, but because it is, you could then get 14 or something like that pretty close together. And you could scout around Crescent Lake, see if you could get some peds in there. So that would be an alternative that would help him get levels up. We know he didn't explore Earth. I'm not sure he remembers right now that he didn't explore Earth.
Honestly, the thing I think he needs to do is stop running. When you're on the gargoyles, cast. Just kill them. And when you go against the wraiths, cast with your mages and your Zeus Gauntlet. Just get rid of them. Because running is such a big... It's hard. Like, run with your thief, cast with everything else.
I'd like that a lot. Throw the Zeus on the black belt, have him throw that, because he's not going to run anyways. Or at least his chances are extremely low.
Alright, so now this is actually kind of dangerous too when he goes down because there's waters down there.
Also, by the way, this black shirt is Ice 2 AoE, so we have that much more magic available. Meanwhile, in Lefane, Lupa Lupa Town decided we needed a katana -3 or something like that, so that's pretty bad as far as the ninja goes, but the ninja gets Moss immune, so...
Yeah, if we were going...
We don't have to shed any tears.
Oh, no. Oh, he's got to go back through. He accidentally made the left. Yep, this is... Oh, no, the banana peel.
Ice physics.
Oh, no.
I mean, I think at this point, everybody is rooting for jkoper to get this item.
And this is such a nice encounter so far. Like, he hasn't... Okay, I don't want to curse it, but, you know, so far it's been nothing. If he would have gotten that chest, he was looking good so far. We're almost out.
That was Guda. Guda said it. Trenton is innocent. That was Guda. Feel free to use commentators' cursed emotes in the chat if you got it. Wizards right now. He's able to run.
He would have gotten out. No. Oh, no. Please get out.
All right, let's get the item. Let's get the item. He's got the Moss Immune. He's here to get the item. He's in a much more favorable place on the encounter table. Whoever's got that black shirt, I wouldn't mind seeing that thrown out to find out how much HP these have. He's using the Ice 2s anyways, so yeah, throw black shirt on top of there too.
Oh, the back road.
They're 300 to 400 range.
Might as well take him at this point.
Who's got that black shirt? He picked it up. It was in the 3 before going down the warp here.
All right.
But again, I wouldn't grind here because those wizards. Red Mage has it, chat said. No.
I mean, I wouldn't grind him either, but Ice 3's not... Oh, they ambushed. Oh, no. The thief can't even do its job of getting rid of the ambush from the gargoyles. We have a black belt. We have a Zeus Gauntlet. Hopefully the gargoyles didn't roll nasty.
It won't stink.
Yes. Okay, they're about 55 HP. We're clearing them out.
Okay, now there's 4 less chances for him to get stunned.
Ow! No! You did it this time!
No?
We got it. We're good.
I didn't say he was good. I said he had 4 less chances to get stunned. He's through that fight. Okay. Heal up. What can we do? Good is in the waterfall. Robot to check here.
Oh, 2 gas
Oh
Ds.
my!
Wow. Hello.
That's probably 2 to 4 gas dragons for a trap tile, so that's a monster.
The thing that broke the experience in the
The
game.
encounter that broke the experience table.
Whew. All right. Well, that was a nice, tasty little bit of experience there. Okay, we got wraiths. We're trying to run. Oh no!
On, just one. No! Oh,
He had a chance. One of his characters had a chance to run, failed the run, and so they casted the zap again. Good on the left-hand side, commanding lead gets the TNT.
yeah. As Thundercloud points out in chat, I'm not sure if he's been tracking this on paper or just doing it from memory, but he found a path through.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Without the banana peel, he's in and out, no problem whatsoever. Now the only thing is he has to get through the gargoyles twice, and they have been causing problems. Now they have about 53 HP, so casting
the lower HP is finding that out was probably great news for him because now at least he's got to throw out a spell with the red mage. I think, knowing that the red mage is not great at running.
Yeah, and the waters, well, the waters were non-trivial, but they did hit like trucks, and if they hit the our casters, if we lose anybody, we're in trouble. He's rethinking his count, literally runs into it. Come on, let's run. Oh, Geist with paralyzing touch.
Why not?
Why not, right?
Guda is just been unstoppable because that's what a high-level black belt does.
So I guess we're about an hour to, and obviously I kind of want to go over what is exactly up for grabs, or why this race is so important. Guda wins. He makes his way into brackets. Jkoper wins. There's a 3-way tie. They have to battle it out to see top 2 make it into brackets. The other one has to do the play-in race, or their time is then compared to the other play-in race, the competitors, depending on when they do their race off.
Silver +3 is a big find for a mage, and he did pick up the tail. So he can class change, and with the black belt levels, there's no reason not to. Because you've already got the magic defense. You're not going to get that much more for a couple extra levels. You'd rather the ninja get some spells, you'd rather get the ninja equipment. Chat says Guda found a gold +6. Yes, that's true, but that doesn't mean you had money to just go buy one for everybody.
Oh, the Phantom that's pointed out by Cheesenator. The Phantom brings the zap into the spell list, or the spell pool. Thanks to that, enemies like
Here you
Wraiths
go.
get
He
zapped.
adjusted. He's thrown out spells from 3 out of 4 characters tried to run. He didn't even get FF1 specialed.
See, I like that, because Wraiths are weak to fire spells. We have Fire 2. You might as well just cast it and hope to just, finish them off quickly instead of trying to run all the time. Especially with a thief, you have him run, you have everybody else casting stuff, and you hope to just take out Wraiths. Sometimes they roll high in HP, sometimes they don't. So I would rather take the chance of just finding out where their HP threshold is and knowing for future what I need to do.
And remember the black shirt, he does not. I can understand wanting to take absolutely no unnecessary steps at this point, but the ice shirt is free ice 2s. And especially for this fight, that would have been nice. But he's able to run. Now, if he's on the same route we saw before, he gets out of here without Wraiths. That does not mean this is free.
Sorcerers with Blaze says hi to Guda, wipes out most of his party.
And I don't think we saw sorcerers from jkoper earlier, but they do appear in this dungeon. They're part of what makes it so terrifying vanilla, because they had that broken death touch.
Right? Yeah. The death touch with... It's funny is because the sorcerers have no attack damage, so that's literally the only thing that made them dangerous was the death touch.
Trance, too.
Yeah, it's true. The trance is the dangerous part, too, because you can't evade. And there it is. Fire 2 takes out the race. Nice adjustment. jkoper says, see you later. I'm not dealing with you. Bones, a welcome sight there.
Levels now. He's gained a couple from killing some of these things. That part doesn't hurt either.
Yeah, I mean, I wish it did more for the light warriors. Unfortunately, our MDef is so low that it's not going to matter at these points. Just getting a couple extra levels. But yeah, it helps though. It's at least for the thief. Maybe curving the ambush rate a little bit. But yeah, you're not gonna have a high success chance against.
He made
Zap.
it! Chat! Applause! Hype! Whatever you got. Come on! He made it!
Oh, he made it, and he mapped it out very well. He only ran into one wraith set once he mapped it out. So nice job by jkoper. Gets the crown. Gonna get his floater. Gonna try and catch up here. Needs a lot of help, but you know what? He's won it in our hearts and minds here with the mapping of the wraiths.
I think at this point, it's automatic that he's got to take his black belt to 42 the first chance he gets. Because when you think you're behind, that's the only thing you can do. You can pull for garbage and try and build yourself up to the strongest point you can.
Yeah. And you just got to race. I mean, that's the hardest thing, is getting inside of your own head. Because as a racer, you're racing blind. You have no idea how the other person's doing. So you having a hard time could also mean he's having a hard time. Or it could mean that, you know, he's having a worse time or he's having an easier time. So trying not to get inside of your own head and tilting off of it is one of the hardest things. Because right now, if Guda had as much hard time as right now, jkoper could be in the lead. Who knows? Maybe he mapped it way better than what Guda could have done.
A free gold +6 there. If he saved before coming in here, maybe he checks these trap tiles. Tag's not very good.
Hey, more paralyze. Hooray!
Just what he wanted to see. Ah! Glare! Alright, still check the other trap tile before you go. Sea snakes. That's not terrible. Never mind. Never mind.
Oh no. Okay, that wasn't as far. I thought he was a lot farther away.
I thought he had saved before coming in. I just wasn't sure how far away. And he'll want to go back for that gold bracelet.
Yeah, the gold bracelet +6, awesome as always. I'll link again what the blessed and cursed items points get based on if it's plus or minus per point, just because it makes it a little bit easier instead of me trying to explain it. So Guda's looking good, one orb away. Got to take on the 8-legged fiend known as Kraken, or the 8 tentacles known as Kraken. A base hit of 8 hits, I believe, can roll very nasty, can one-shot a lot of knights, especially black belts. If it rolls up, a lot of fun. The Master of Arms, yes.
Or Agnes in a trench coat.
So the white shirt on the thief, the great move. Hold comes out. MDef says, not today. BB shows it how to swing. 16 hits for 1,000. See you later, Kraken. I hyped up Kraken, and Kraken goes down in one punch. So there's Kraken. Bye, Kraken.
Just forgot to mention the 2 part.
The Kraken 1 can hit pretty hard too, but yeah, Kraken 2 is the true Master of Arms. Definitely puts the fear into all runners. There's the ruby for jkoper.
This is going to open up a direction for him that we know he needs to go. Obviously, this leads to the floater, but it points him in the direction of that earth cave. Don't know if he'll do it. He just spent the money that would let him buy the rod, and I think he paused there when he realized it. But he may have something to sell to get back to it, too.
So he's gonna go get the rod. I like this.
He has no, but hopefully he has something to sell. He's got a power staff, I think. He should be able to sell that.
In chat, he could sell the masa. Temple of Fiends Revisited, entering at 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 35 seconds for Guda. He's trying to punch his way into brackets. So far, looking great. I have not seen the levels on his BB, on his black belt.
Like 44, 45.
Okay, so he has the 10 hits. That's correct. So we're going to look pretty good here.
Question in chat, is this the last area? It's very much like the last area because it is.
Yep. It's the Temple of Fiends that we originally entered in. We went back 2,000 years, and now we're, looking at Temple of Fiends 2,000 years in the past now.
Worm is a great solo enemy to kill, usually. They're worth a lot of experience. He's like a couple hundred gold short now. I might sell one of the pro rings and just count on the fact I can get one later.
Why don't you just take a fight right outside?
It probably wouldn't be worth 1,000 gold. Plus, I'm getting the pro ring back. It's nothing to get a pro ring back later.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Just sell one now, buy your rod, and go.
Alright, so this is the first of the Refight Fiends Lich 2 in the vanilla game. Lich 2 had Nuke first spell. Very deadly since we usually came at low levels. Nuke does anywhere from 100 to 400 non-elemental damage, which means it only goes up against your MDef. Thankfully, it gets in a pool with a bunch of other spells and skills from all the other Refiend fights, so we might not run into it. As you can see there, One Punch Man demolishes Lich 2, goes on to almost demolish Carry 2.
The Fiend stats can be pretty high here, so their evade may cause less of the hits to land. Also a big difference in how much you crit with these hits. About 1,400 damage combined from the 2 rounds of the black belt gets the job done.
So that's... Okay, so... Lich 2 down. Carry 2 down. We haven't seen anything from any of the Fiend refights yet. And now we're on to the seafloor. This is where it gets really interesting. Carry 2 can be dangerous, but was kind of a pushover. Slightly evasive, slightly armored, was able to take a couple, the 2 rounds to take down. Kraken 2 can equal the black belt on damage, kind of how I pointed out earlier. It's kind of truly the...
Noteworthy is we didn't get the high level magic, and I commented on that earlier that we got the 2s, but we didn't really get the 3s. So we don't have Lit 3 to clear this out, we don't have Nuke to clear this out, don't even have Fade. So he's trying to use Fire 3 against stuff that is not weak to Fire 3.
No, yeah, there was Bane available. None of our runners picked it up. Bane does decent against lobsters.
Could have got a Bane sword out of the Dragon Armory. Not Dragon Armory. Dwarf Armory. Dwarf dragons, that's pretty close for 1 a.m.
So jkoper is going to pick up his white shirt here. He doesn't know about Earth Cave yet. He's hoping that Sarda's got the floater, but either way, he should be able to dive down into Earth Cave and finish it up at this point. Maybe checks to see if the sandwiches are available.
I don't think at this point he'd be afraid of completing Earth Cave.
Oh, these unrunnable seafood party players with Fire 3 is devastating. There's Kraken Sea Trolls! Red Mage goes down. He's forced to reset out because he has no fast, he has no lock, he has no tempers. He has no Invis 2 except for the white shirt that's available. So he just resets out, says, I'm up against Kraken 2 with only 2 characters. That is not a formula to succeed.
Woo man. Remember when somebody asked about our ribbon count? What was the answer?
Oh, that was a big fat 0. We don't believe in cute hats, okay? It's fine. It's fine. We have a black belt with high MDef. There's no way that this could go bad.
Or as I said earlier, the correct answer was maniacal laughter.
I liked your version better. It is a maniacal laughter. I just couldn't do it right then and there.
Okay, fair enough.
And,
Where could we have an incentive ribbon? Where didn't we check?
Well, we don't.
Did we? Think
Nope.
we did that.
Nope. There's no incentive. There's no incentive ribbons in this one. Surprisingly. So, I've done, at least in a lot of my practice rounds, have been a lot of ribbonless dives, and
Oozes have to kill us because they had something to kill us.
oh, they do.
I
Oozes
don't
have
remember what it was, but I remember they had something to kill us.
blaze, I think, or thunder, poison. That's what it was. Stone poison.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Something to poison us.
Yeah, they had something.
That much. He's not soft, though, so he's okay.
That's right, because that caused a guda to wipe one time. He had troubles diving. And Gouda has to force the reset again. This is what jkoper needed. jkoper needed. If I say his name many times, I am channeling my
Sure.
spirit to him. I'm hoping he's going to make a comeback. I cannot believe Gouda's had to reset twice. You don't see this very much with a high-level black belt.
Well, if you're trying to man mode it, you're not going to see those kind of resets, but right now he's not trying to man mode it. He's trying to carry party members that don't have magic defense, don't have ribbons, so anytime he runs into a spell enemy, he's in trouble. Is a good point. If you're enjoying this, and trust me, not all seeds, not all flags are going to do this to you, check out FinalFantasyRandomizer.com for more. Also, be sure you're following the SpeedGaming family of networks for more Final Fantasy and other action going on throughout the rest of this SG Live marathon. Worth noting, we of course had Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer showcased at last year's SG Live Marathon, and then this year we were one of the participant tournaments. We had some fun last year. A little bit. Dark Moon had fun anyways. No sleep. Okay, Gouda's onto the fire floor. He made it past Carrie before. I missed what happened, but I assume it was stone. Yeah. Chat says, confirms that's what it was. Alright, Gouda working his way through this fire floor. I have no idea where jkoper is going now. I don't know if jkoper knows where jkoper is going now. Oh, he's picking up the airship.
Yeah, he finally got all the way done through, did his little searches. He says, you know what, I'm not going to mess with those oozes no more. We're going to get in the air, and we'll decide how we want to play this out. Surprisingly, though, he didn't check any of the spike tiles that I noticed. And Gouda's still playing in here. He's going to take on Carry 2. Lit 2 comes out. That's just little the chip damage, but the Black Mage is already down for Gouda, so... Oh, I know. It's been down for a while now, so... That's a low level... low health on all of his characters right now.
Gouda did the massive black belt grind, but it's worth noting that everybody else is actually low level for Temple of Fiends. He never
that's
turned the tail either, so he didn't get class change. So that also limits the ninja thief equipment.
So I just realized his black belt is only 38. So it's not a true
Really?
One Punch Man is what we call it. Yeah, he's only leveled to 38. So that's an 8
Or Kraken.
punch. Yeah, that's an 8 hit black belt. If he gets to 42, the black belt becomes will have the 10 hits. It hits the threshold, able to punch 10 times in one turn. Oh, okay, he just didn't heal. That's the reason why. Okay, I was like a lit 2 in the red mage. Well, I seen a lit 2 come out and he was down to like 286 health, and I'm like, wait, that doesn't sound right. I'm like, oh, that's right, no ribbons. So more punches by the Gershark Wizsei Hags. Great tile to gain experience, or a decent tile to gain experience if you can take him out quickly enough.
Angry
Eating up
Jack.
health potion. Here it is, Trenton. 10 heal potions, and we're not even at Kraken.
I don't think he stocked up before he came in here.
All right, so we're sacrificing the ninja, casting white. Okay, Cure 4. Hey, that's a free turn. We'll take it.
We'll
5.
also take it not being on chaos at this point.
Very true.
Dude, party platter at Temple of Fiends. That doesn't stink.
It doesn't. Lit 2 comes out, chip damage that hurts. Able to 1 round crack, or well, a 2 round
Okay,
Kraken.
this is a trap tile check. He's flying around to trap tiles now.
Okay, this is good for him. Okay. So he's back to Earth. That's been very rude to him. He's going to check the Hall of Giants. Sorcerers have Blaze. This can be bad if they start...
I was about to ask if sorcerers had some way to kill us. Because I
Oh, yeah. They got the Blaze.
seem to remember that. I'm better at remembering that an enemy can kill me than I am at remembering what they can kill me with.
All right, so we're down to a black belt and a red mage and hoping we don't run into sorcerers. Oh, good. We ran into heirs. Even better. They hit really hard. There's a nice punch for triple digits. Oh, we're just eating health potions at this point. Oh, no.
And a red mage ran into a temple of fiends. Sounds like the start to a bad joke.
Oh, this... I mean, this is what jkoper needed. Right here. This gets him back into it, but the problem is he still has to grind. He has to light all his orbs. So even with Guda spinning his tires here, that's a lot of time to make up.
I'm also going to say something that's going to sound weird.
Okay.
He also needs to level more. The thing
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
a late level grind is people instinctually want to short the grind and spend less time on it. But the later you're doing it, the higher your level needs to be to make up the difference on something. So if you're looking at a 130, it's only 125 right now, but if you're looking at a 130 and Guda is not done yet, there is no reason to not have a 42 black belt. And the only question is, what other levels are you getting along the way? Because I'd want to be pushing 20s, if not in there.
Yeah. You know,
And also, I don't know why Guda is doing a third dive without leveling to 42.
I don't know either. I feel like he's kind of doing what jkoper did on the right hand side. He tunneled in on it. He said, "I'm doing this." And instead of having a backup plan or kind of switching it up here, he knows where an easy grind tile is. He only has to gain a couple levels, but it's one of those things of you're in the end game. You're an hour and 26 minutes in. Do you take the risk and leave? It's one of those great mental debates, you know, us runners have is, do we leave the grind?
Now, in randomizers in SG Live, in randomizers, you do not see your opponent's stream. Now, in other speed games, it doesn't matter when there's no randomizer and there's no information to be gained. going for Quake strats. I wanted that to work so much. If Guda saw where jkoper was, well, first of all, if jkoper saw what had happened with Guda, he would have come to these sandworms early. But if Guda saw where he was relative to jkoper right now, there's no doubt he would stop and get those levels. Will Cleosis, the infectious one, is made it pretty clear he'll try something like up to 3 times, and then he's going to go get levels. It's just that premise of where's my line of I'm not going to sink more than X time into this. That's going to be a variable for everybody, and not everybody's going to think about it in advance. But it's kind of a fail-safe strat you can have for yourself of just say, okay, I'll do this much, but no more.
So carry back, or well, I guess takes out Guda's thief
jkoper
named Guda. That's something we don't know.
He's not leveling the black belt, he's leveling the ninja with the Masamune.
Interesting.
I
such a free
almost
tie?
want to go dodgeball quote. That's a bold play, Dingwoo.
It's a bold play. I mean, if he's not confident with the black belt, I totally understand it. That's fine. There is a different play style, if you want to say it, with a black belt, a different kind of mentality. But with the sandwiches being so free, okay, there he goes. He's changing it back. Okay, I was gonna say those sandwiches are really free, and like you really, yeah.
Okay, that would make far more sense to me, because for all you could say about any of that, what's the ribbon count, Dingwoo?
Oh, that's a big zero. That's a big zero, and
so your black
thieves
belt, your only hope against that.
yeah, thieves don't have MDef, so in this situation, the black belt is the way to go because we don't have any ribbons.
Someone in chat says black belt is easy once you have haste on. This game is over. Well, you'd have to have somebody alive to cast the haste. Is the problem with that?
And I guess to kind of recap, you know, for the ones that just joined us here on a Wednesday night, Thursday morning, Guda did an early grind with his black belt, got up to 32. jkoper ran into Ice Cave ahead of him. Unfortunately, Race with Zap, Mummies with Blaze, Sorcerers with Blaze, Gargoyles with Paralyzing Touch. Basically kept him there for, what, half hour? And Guda with the black belt was able to resist the time element zap decently well enough where he was able to run in and run out after a couple wipes. So the early grind paid off. The black belt was able to shrug off the zap spells and he was able to run.
I'm guessing for jkoper, he's targeting that 6th swing now. He did not gain the tail, so he's not getting spell levels for the ninja. In which case, you just may as well get the swing level.
But yeah, as you saw there on Guda's side, he swung big with the black belt. Unfortunately, first turn Cure 4, healed up all the damage. Tiamat just took a swing from the black belt, 4 hits, 4 damage. Oh boy. Inferno ravages Guda. Now we're down to a black belt only. We're doing good damage, but we are in
ribbons.
Yeah, the 7 hits for 458. Tiamat's got Sleep Touch. Puts Guda to bed. Oh,
now
boy.
he's going for those 4 levels.
Oh!
We're about to have a runner high five.
We are going...
Well, I won't say Guda didn't find a better tile, because he found the gas dragons, but that's so much further away than it is to get into this fight.
Wow. Okay, so both of our runners are eating sandwiches. One of them's in a little bit better of a spot here, though. Jkoper is getting a 2-party grind there. The thief is going to be kind of a meat shield of sorts.
I know we're just talking about needing the 4 levels on the black belt, but honestly, 4 levels on everyone would feel a lot better right now. Your survivability would go up dramatically. Now, Inferno comes out, yeah, you're still dead meat, but for stuff like Fire 3, you don't want that to devastate you.
So these are unrunnable. I would wait, and yeah, see, he's got to move that thief. So one thing about the sandwiches, or the sandworms in this case, is they actually have a low morale. Generally about the low to mid 20s is when we break their morale and they run away. So what you do is you put a low level character like what jkoper did on the right hand side here, is you put them on the top slot. That's where you go up against their morale, and because it's a lower level, now they're not running. It's a way to allow us to grind sandworms at much higher levels efficiently. Because if they all run away, you're only gaining 1 experience. That's not worth it.
Why did Guda go back to the sandworms after finding a forted Hydra reptile?
Sandworms are better.
No, they're not.
Uh,
He could blast them with ice spells, clear them in 1 round, and get like double the experience.
no.
I blame 1 AM.
I mean, I would just keep with the sandworms. That's just me. Mummies can spawn on that floor. Yes, mummies can. Not wizard mummies though.
No, I don't think mummies show up on first floor. I don't think they would be a thing till 3rd floor or 4th floor. For sure there's no wizards.
Yeah, the wizards don't show up until floor 3. But the first floor definitely. Alright. Guda's back in 1 hour, 34 minutes, and 11 seconds, we'll say. He's gone back 2,000 years. He's going to try and get his revenge on the Refiend fights. He says hello to the Gas Dragons. Oh, Gas Dragons are hitting triple digits already. Fantastic. Eating up those health potions. Or heal potions. How does time travel work? Well, we magically smash or light an orb, smash an orb, hop in a teleporter, and magically we're 2,000 years in the past. To be honest, I have no idea, but it just magically happens in this game.
It's bigger on the inside.
That's right.
Level 32 for jkoper. He's still going.
Ooh, metal slimes. That's always a nice tile to land on when you have a mage staff, if they don't hurt you too badly. All right, so
I
now
think the runners are scared of everything.
I don't blame them. Yeah, they're like walking, just looking everywhere, and if anything comes within, like, I don't know, 50 feet, run away.
Well, I have good news for someone in chat. The randomizer for the NES version fixes oh so many of the bugs that were in the original. So I strongly recommend you take a look at FinalFantasyRandomizer.com to see what bug fixes are available. Swirl comes out from Lich. It's not quite the damage that Nuke is, and with a few more levels, everybody has got that much more survivability.
Yeah, that's the swirl, just like Tornado is non-elemental. It's slightly weaker than the Fade. Nuke is obviously the most powerful. Fade's right up there with non-elemental. And then Tornado and Swirl are also non-elemental. So very dangerous because they only go up against your MDef. You can't resist them. Well, with a ribbon, I should say. You can resist it with an MDef, but go Grey Worms with heat, fantastic. Wasting time, hooray!
Yeah, so while we have a minute, almost everything that exists in Final Fantasy Randomizer is an option that you can turn on or you can turn off. So you can have a very customized experience. You can leave player-friendly bugs on, you can turn them off. You can do all sorts of things to get the type of experience you're looking for. Like, the only thing I know offhand you cannot do via the randomizer anymore is go back to vanilla speed. It will be sped up, even if you turn speed hacks off.
Oh yeah. You're talking about like the original animations and all that stuff where it was really
Correct.
slow.
You
Yeah.
cannot play at the original pace if you're in the randomizer.
Yeah, the vanilla speed was it takes like 10 seconds just to go into your menu. It's great. Don't get me wrong, it was a lot of fun, but when you get used to the speed, sea snakes with fire 3, that's exciting. This seed just keeps on giving.
I don't think I have actually done a true vanilla game since I played the randomizer. I've done improved vanilla. I've done... Hey Dangwoo, how many ribbons did we have again?
0. We don't believe in
Yeah,
ribbons.
yeah, good as
Oh,
very
it wiped. Hey,
Yeah.
look. Alrighty then. Wow. I don't think I've seen a BB party have this much of a hard time, but I've never seen so many things rocking like Inferno, Blaze, Stone Poison, Fire 3. There is so much stuff. This is truly amazing.
Chat says, commentator slowly going delirious. I ask you, sir, what do you mean slowly, and what do you mean going?
I mean, I feel like we're having a good time here, Trenton. We're here.
We are, but...
we're
But
here. We're
let's
watching
make
bad
no
men,
mistake
be
here.
bad men.
Let's make no mistake here about where we are. We're at 139 right now. If Guda finishes on this dive, compared to vanilla any percent, this would be world record. I mean, that's how... It feels slow because of how many times we've died. But we are still cutting a very fine time through this seed. We're still playing this about a third of the time it would take most people to play a serious casual game. A serious any percent run with no RNG manipulation hovers just under the 3-hour mark right now. So we are still almost like 60% of that pace.
Yeah. Oh man,
There's also the fact it's 1:30 in the morning as we're recording this.
Right, exactly. But for everybody out there that has joined us and is watching us, we appreciate the voice you're hearing. Myself, I am Dangwoo. That is Trenton that was just talking.
Did we thank our tracker?
We have not thanked our tracker. He has been yelling at us in the Discord about information, so I think we should.
Thank you, Chad.
Chadbert or Chad goes in our Discord. Thank you very much for tracking, pushing the 1s and 2s, keeping us honest in the background. We appreciate you. You, the fans out there, thank you also. Hope you're enjoying the whole SpeedGaming Live 2020. You have all been amazing watching. And this is Final Fantasy Randomizer. Now, one thing I want to promote, obviously, is, later today or tomorrow, if you want to call it, depending on if you're on the West Coast, is the play-in race for the Final Fantasy Randomizer. That's going to be at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. All third place racers in their groups will be battling it out for 2 spots to get into the final 2 spots in the brackets. It's a 16-player bracket. There's 2 spots available. So that's going to be the
light an orb after he gets past the stone ooze. The one thing I didn't like is that he used the softs right away, and I just would have waited until Lich rather than give him an extra chance. But here we go. Jkoper versus his first fiend.
Oh, look away. Oh, okay, we're good. Whew.
Okay, so that's not the Medusa script because that's a boss script. I don't know where he gets the blaze from on the boss script, but whatever. Red dragons, maybe?
So,
No,
and the
boss script fight, never mind.
and the question in chat by
says, okay.
when do brackets start? As soon as the play-in race ends. Once you know your opponent, you can essentially start scheduling your bracket matchups. They need to be done by Saturday, I believe, because Sunday will be the semifinals and finals will be on Sunday. So the first 2 rounds of brackets, I believe, will need to be done in the 2 days.
Kraken has given Guda a chance to get a couple white shirts up and a few punches off, and Kraken 2 is defeated. Guda has 4 whole light warriors.
Wait a minute. How did he do that?
Hacks.
How did he do that? Wait a minute. Uh-oh. Wait. There it is. Hooray!
Sky floor, I didn't say to Tia. That right there is a perfect example of what a few levels did. A few levels lower, Dark was dead. More HP, more magic defense. If Dark had been 5 levels lower, probably was dead there.
2. Okay, we like Tiamat casting Lit 2. Big swing, 6 hits for 501. Finally able to punch through the armor of Tiamat 2. The Fiend refight.
Damage.
More white shirts. Punch. Tempers. More tempers. We're going to raise that damage. Carry is being pulled. Fire 3 comes down. That. Ooh, Dark survives on Guda's side.
Like I said, any lower, you're not surviving there.
2
Good
HP.
the Tiamat fight. I love the insta heal as Jkoper restores orb number 2. I'm a fan of this because I always say never take for granted that you won't get another fight on Skyfloor, because in most flag sets you'll get an average of at least one more.
For sure. And if it happens to be in iron goals where you can't, and they're unrunnable, oh, it's the worst. Or the whiz vampires with the vampires, what we like to call the Twilight Party Pack, or the Twilight Fan Club. They are not fun because vampires will punch you and they punch hard. So Chaos, the Ultimate Fiend, round 1, fight.
145 for first look. We know that Cure 4 is off the table. 400 damage, only 8 hits. That's a high evade Chaos. Fires back with 3 hits of his own. We don't have a lot of healing, by the way. And Cure 3 will have to do the job for now. 900 damage, a little bit better. Stacking the buffs. He does not want to see a nuke right now.
Yeah, the nuke really had to have happened the first 2 turns to really give Chaos a chance here. The black belt's kind of already rolling. Lit 2, chip damage.
Got a lot of buffs on there.
Oh, yeah.
100 damage does the job. Chat, let's see all the GGs you've got. All of them. GG Guda.
Yeah, GG's in chat for sure. Gouda tunneled a little bit once he got into Topher. Tried to make it work. It didn't want to work, but you know, he finally grinded his way up, gained some levels on all of his characters. They were able to survive. A little better turn order on a lot of the random encounters also helped. And yeah, was able to get through. Helps to have all 4 of your light warriors going in. So well played by Gouda. He punches his ticket into brackets. Jkoper unfortunately will not be. So there's not going to be a 3-way tie on that part. We're going to see about getting Gouda in here. If you'd like to do an interview.
We got him an invite. He's taking a sip of some wine and perhaps exchanging some comments in the race room right now.
Why, hello, my friends. What in the world was that?
First of all, Dingwu, what was the ribbon count again?
Oh, that was a big 0. I think, Gouda, how many ribbons did you have?
0, and the thing that I should have done, which would have been super smart, was actually just go class change and grab wall, because I purposely left a spot open in level 1 magic for wall, and it was the 4th slot of white magic.
And, you know, we had our fun about, you know, the ribbon count and everything like that, but this was probably the worst seed I have seen where the ribbonless was disastrous. I mean,
yeah. Let me tell you, I was gonna go full on rock when I walked in here and be like, "Oh, Danny, you made that seed. You can turn that sum sideways and shove it straight back into the randomizer."
All right, and there's one more question I have to get in. You have any idea what your Topher dive count was?
Probably 10. Because I had reset out of every Badman encounter because I had zero way to kill them.
My counter was less than 10. Sorry for giving spoilers and whatnot, but yeah, I invited myself in here.
Hello, jkoper.
Hi.
Trust me, there was plenty of hype for when you got through that ice cave.
Yeah, that I lost the race, but I'm sure it was compelling for a bit there. So, whatever.
So, for the people in chat, we're on a 15-minute delay, so that's why you can't see my face talking right now. That was 15 minutes ago, and that's me just looking very, very sad and lonely and absolutely just disheartened. Oh, there was a ribbon. Oh my god, I missed the ribbon in Sharknado because I didn't grab the upper chest.
I think that's vanilla.
Yeah, I think so.
Vanilla room.
It's definitely one of those
Wow.
chests. I don't know for sure, but it might be that one.
That explains why you
right on the left side.
You think it's the left one?
That explains why you made it through Topher in less than 10. Because I had no ribbons, and Lobsters had Fire 3, and Sea Trolls had Crack, and I didn't have life.
Yeah, neither did I, of course. I don't know if it was possible to get it.
I never saw. I didn't check any level 7 magic, especially not white.
Right.
I always forget what the Red Wizard can get. So, Woad has a saying, and it doesn't make sense to me. So I'll have to ask Woad about it.
Yeah, I got the ribbon, but I don't know if I needed it. What level was your black belt?
39.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I went to 42.
I was a level 34 black belt, like 30 minutes in. I found the sandworms and just ground them right away and got up, and then my black mage decided that he was just going to take a dirt nap most of the time.
So that's kind of what I wanted to get into here. So the story of the thing is Gouda, you grinded. You did a stationary grind. You got your black belt up, and jkoper did the exploring.
Yeah.
And well, he wiped out of some things. He found Blaze. He found this Blaze and more Blaze.
Oh no, I'm sure he found Zap. I heard
Oh, no.
I heard people
yes.
talk about how hype it was in Ice Cave, because I went to Ice Cave after I got to 34, and I went, if jkoper didn't grind before he went to Ice Cave, he's gonna have a bad time.
It was a bad time in most ways, but I enjoy a challenge. It's not a good approach for racing, because I just like, how are we going to get through this? I don't even care if it's fast or slow, but just trying to get through a dungeon or something is interesting to me. And so I basically, what I was doing in the end was going from a power cycle and then like taking encounters on enough encounters on a floor until I didn't see the race on the next floor.
Yep, the early encounters or the encounters the floor up. Yeah, that's a super awesome vanilla strat that if anybody watches people do speedruns of vanilla, that's how you get rid of the wizards in Earth Cave, is you take an extra encounter or you take encounters outside, and it's a completely amazing strat if you know how to do it here in the randomizer.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that Trenton and Dangwoo know this as well, so they probably showed that off a little bit, that you were taking random encounters on different floors. It's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure that my venture into Ice Cave in general is what lost me the race, basically. But like, at no point did I feel like, well, now it's definitely good to leave, because like, well, if I make it through the next time, then everything is good. So
right. And Ice Cave was required, so I mean, we had to get through it.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening is he did a dive and he actually made it down there. He got the Masa +2 that was in the Frost Wolf chest. It was in one of those. It was in the bottom one. So
Gosh darn it.
And he grinded the Wiz mummies and mummies for a couple levels, and then he left, and then he wiped out because of zap. So then what he does is he goes back in, and he keeps getting zapped. So then he finally dives down again. He gets the crown, and he went to get the Masa. Now, I'm not sure about this, jkoper, but were you trying to grind again, or did you accidentally go on that encounter? Because then that's when you found the Wiz mummies with Blaze. And
No,
he
I thought it was free experience, and I still needed 10k gold for the rod. So that's what was on my mind.
Yeah, and they hit it on him. That was the worst part. They hit him on it because he hit that tile 3, 4, or 5 times. I think the first time, right?
Yeah.
And then the second time you came through, it was just like, oh, by the way, we have Blaze, and it's like, where was this earlier?
Yeah.
That's
also one other thing that happened in Ice Cave. Something that I think I did in my last race too, which is pretty awful. But so I fell down to get to the floater tile, and then I stepped the wrong direction and went in a hole.
oh no.
Yeah.
Nice fit, man.
And
They're
this-
brutal.
And this is the worst because we didn't have warp.
Yeah. And I think that if I had not done that time, I would have made it through. But
for
that
sure.
time, because I had to make an extra cycle, then I saw Race on the way out. And like, I wouldn't have seen them, I don't think, if I hadn't had to go through that extra time. So, yeah, that was painful. That could have saved me maybe 10 minutes.
I beat my face against him, and my black belt had enough MDef to get through it mostly. But I was in Topher at 1 hour and 11 minutes with a level 38 black belt and just couldn't make it through. So what I ended up doing was going back to Sandworms and getting my black mage and my red mage a couple of extra levels, because my black mage was like level 15, so he was just getting smoked instantly by everything. And then for my first like 3 times through, if I made it down to seafloor, got smoked out by lobsters and snecks and trolls, and then did 2 hard resets on the first bad men, then I didn't see the seafood party pack again when I came back down. So it was one of those, like, I knew it was going to take me an extra 5 minutes, but at least that way it was completely safe. Until you hit 6 sorcerers with Blaze, but what can you do?
All right, so right-hand side here, just for everybody that's paying attention. Oh no, he rolled. You rolled 5 sea snakes and they got fire 3. Thankfully, we have the ribbon for you. And there's the fire 3. Oh, and sea trolls with crack. I forgot about that one. So that's very exciting stuff there.
Yeah, this seafood party pack was not friendly and can really just go back, stay 2,000 years in the past. I don't want to see them anymore.
Oh,
my on-rack summer vacation is not fun.
Yeah.
By the way, folks, aside from the Speed Gaming live events going on now, there is the SNES Superstars marathon that's coming up in December. That's actually still open for submissions if you have any SNES games you run.
Ooh, Super NES. Nice.
I was trying to find out what hype we had coming up after us tonight. Still waiting word on that.
Not much except for Seafood Party Platter, even with ribbons, is still giving jkoper a hard time here. Wow. The sea snakes rolled high HP. Wow.
After hitting them with a lit 2, they still didn't go down to quad X. That's how much HP they had.
That's a lot of health potions that we got to use now. Wow, they took 500 out of the black belt.
This is what you have them for.
Right? That's a damage sponge if I've ever seen it, and a health sponge. Whew. Just eat up those heal potions.
Part of me at 30 minutes said I should just straight up go to 42 right now, and I'm like, but there's so much experience in sea and sky. I should be able to get to 42 by the end of the game without even trying, and then I didn't.
Well, that was like you went to Ice Cave with it, and I'm like, yeah, he's safe from it, but he's not 3 and 256. He's still got a 5 to 10% chance of getting hit, and literally you got hit, and I'm like, I'm so sorry.
It's all your fault, Dangwoo. I blame you. No, I still blame Danny. 100% this is Danny's fault. She rolled all 3 of my seeds, and I saw it in chat earlier. Cheeseinator saying I had 2 trash fire seeds and 1 sub 110, and that's exactly what it was. Cheeseinator and I had a race, and it was hot garbage. I think him and I both wiped in every single dungeon. It was that bad.
I feel like that happened tonight.
Big punch by
the dungeon without maybe waterfall, if that counts, but I don't think a single floor counts.
Yeah, I guess I could have done the Gasties and waterfall. That would have been alright.
Wow, that 42 black belt makes easy work of Tiamat.
That was a fast fight.
That was a very fast fight.
Topher cafeteria.
Uh-oh. That's not the fight you want to run into. One step away from chaos.
Run into.
The Team Edward fan club, I like to call it, or the Twilight Party Pack.
The big concern here is they can throw crits out, and that can start ignoring defense, and that can really add up.
Thankfully, we got Fire 2 making swift work of it. Okay, so I guess I want to ask you guys more questions, but since we're about to get on to chaos here, we're going to kind of let this play out before I change the topic too much here. I want to see what your guys' plans are moving forward and kind of get what you're all involved in for the SG Live 2020. You know, what other events you guys are into. So once this gets done, I'll ask you about it, and then we'll begin wrapping up, if you don't mind. So, jkoper, you want to do a play-by-play of your play here?
I'm not watching, but
okay.
I'm going to punch, and then I'm going to get a little concerned because Chaos is damaging me a little more than I thought he was going to. So started using the white shirt to try to slow him down a little bit. Maybe I should have just kept on tempering the black belt. I don't know. It's a interesting debate on either side of how you want to damage race him.
You have solid damage numbers, so I don't think there's any fault in going for defense when your damage output is already there.
Yeah, 990 damage.
You throwing a cure
Yeah.
3 on, but that's GG.
Throw out a GG for jkoper here.
GG, jkoper.
Well done there. Way to fight through it. Way to map out Ice Cave. Congratulations on that. Hard fought, obviously. Probably slightly tilting and stuff like that, but I'm glad you're able to join us and hang out with us in here. I'm going to kind of go with you for now. If I remember correctly, you are a part of other tournaments in here. How's it been going? How's your experience in the Speed Gaming Live 2020 so far?
Mario 3 Rando was short and sweet. This one is over for me now. That's fine. I've got enough to do. Ocarina of Time Rando, I'm gonna be in a play-in tomorrow, I think. So with like one person advancing and out of 7 people, maybe. I don't know. It'll be ugly, I'm sure. But I'm just in there to have fun. But the Z1R I went 3-0, so I'll be racing Fry Teeth, I guess, sometime in the next couple days, and that'll be fun. Yeah, looking forward to that.
Nice. I mean, I had heard that you were very busy in a lot of the races in here, and I wish you luck moving forward in it. I'm sorry you were not able to continue here, but thank you once again for participating in our events and stuff like that. Guda, 2-1, if I read this correct.
That is correct. 2-1.
And
made it through.
You move on to brackets.
I made it through. I was not expecting to. This is probably. I've talked to multiple people about this. Our pod is one of the hardest pods to get out of. I mean, we had myself, we had Cheeseinator, we had Elastoid, we had jkoper. And jkoper going 0-3 does not at all show the kind of skill that he has. In spring tournament, he was 3-3. Him and I raced off to get into the play-in race at 3-2 each. jkoper is really, really good at this game. And going 0-3 does not do him justice. We just had a really, really difficult pod. Elastoid was 5-1 at spring tournament, and he's 1-2 in this pod. So I mean, that just shows the kind of competition that was in this pod. This pod is insanely, insanely difficult, and I'm glad I got out of it. And I was very surprised that I made it out of it, honestly, because anybody could have beaten anybody on any day, honestly. But I'm only doing FFR. I still need to learn some of these other randos. jkoper's been around a long time. His name's in the credits of this game. So, I mean, it's fantastic to get to race him. Getting to race him twice in 1 year, that's a treat. So I appreciate you jumping back in, jkoper, and being around, and it's been a blast.
Hey, thanks, Good. I appreciate the kind words. Good to race you too. Also, go Packers.
Go Pack, go! This was the Battle of Wisconsin. So I had the Battle of the Cheeses last night. We got Guda and we got Cheeseinator. We got the Battle of Wisconsin tonight. And don't forget to jump in, follow jkoper, follow myself, follow Dangwoo, follow Trenton, follow Chadbert. Jump into the Speed Gaming Discord. Jump into the Final Fantasy Randomizer Discord. I see almost 3,000 people watching this, which is absolutely amazing. We have an amazing community here in the Final Fantasy Randomizer Discord. The Speed Gaming Discord is absolutely fantastic. So, I mean, just come on, jump in. If you like what you see tonight and you want to enjoy the pain that we have playing this game and getting cracked and getting fire 3'd, just come on in. There's a lot of seeds that are not Danny seeds, by the way.
A couple of things I'd like to note as we start to put a bow on this at 10:15. That will be 21 hours from now, give or take. Math is hard at this late. But 10:15 Eastern Time will be the bracket play-in race. That'll be on SpeedGaming. Also, in just about 10 hours, we will see the kickoff of the SG Live Marathon. That'll be going on SpeedGaming too. If you want to check out the runs, see if there's anything you find interesting. I will be running Final Fantasy 1 PSP version, just the solo Black Mage run in that marathon Friday morning. So, just to mention, there's a lot more things going on. And also coming up after us is going to be Super Metroid Randomizer. So, if you're still looking for some entertainment for your evening, we've got that on tap.
Plenty of action here, Trenton, and I gotta admit, once again, it is an honor and a pleasure to do commentary with you for the runners. Once again, thank you. You guys did an amazing job, showed a lot of different ways of playing the randomizer, and you know what, you made it entertaining, and thank you once again. I wish you guys luck in other games that if you're participating in, and for Guda for into the bracket play. My name is Dangmu. That's Trenton. Trenton, why don't you get us out of here? Because I began the show.
Words are hard at 2 a.m., but we saw tremendous effort out of the runners to finish this one. It challenged them. Hope everybody enjoyed, and hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.